Yay! We're
Yay!
live!
Live!
Now I need to transfer in my head because we've been talking Dutch backstage. So now we need to transfer back to English. I thought it would be kind to you all to talk in English and not do this live show completely in Dutch. But I brought a friend.
Hello,
It's
everyone!
Sasha. It's a different Sasha than I normally have on my live shows. Would you like to introduce yourself and would you like to tell the people which username you use in the comments because people will recognize you from that.
Yes. So, yeah, I'm one of Pris's Patreons. Have been reading fantasy books since I was about 4 or 5 years old. Yeah, avid reader. Love to read mostly fantasy. And I tackled this tome already like back in August. But still, I absolutely loved it. And yeah, when Chris asked who wants to join, I was like, yeah, why not? And usually my username is just Sasha, and I use the picture with the otter, and I'm wearing my hoodie with the otter.
Yay! Your author picture. I think people will recognize you from that, the author picture. So yeah, so welcome to this very first live show of Tackling Tomes. We are here to discuss and talk about ordinary monsters. We'll get into that a little bit later on because I have some like household things to tell you guys. So bear with me. So the next book for November, December is going to be Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr. I have seen this book on Beth's from Book Nests Instagram, and she absolutely loved it. And I saw it at the bookstore when I picked it up, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this sounds so good!" It's a books about books vibe, a library of some sorts. I looked into Goodreads, and I can already tell this mostly right up my alley because I'm getting a little bit of Starless Sea vibes from this, which is a book that I really, really loved. And this book is how many pages? Over 600, so it qualifies. It qualifies for our tackling tome um, criteria of over 500 pages. So this is going to be the read for November, December, and I will do sprints for it in December, and we'll have a live show probably at the beginning of January because I feel like the end of December everyone is so busy with Christmas and family gatherings and all that shit.
Can confirm, yes.
Yeah. So I will probably do it like in the first week of January. So I am very excited to pick this up. So yeah, there we have it. And then for January, February, because I planned ahead, it is only right for us to tackle Priory. Because this is the most requested book to do so for this book club. And I listen to y'all. I'll listen, okay? I'll listen. So I have read this before, but it's been a very long time. I read this within months of it coming out. I absolutely loved it. This is absolutely fantastic. And with the prequel coming out in February, it is only right to read this. So I think this is just absolutely fantastic that we're going to be doing this in January, February. I'm very, very excited for it to be rereading this. And I have also something like very excited to announce. I've just come up with this idea, right? Like 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes ago. So I had a little bit of an unrunning joke with Amanda from my Patreons I don't think she's here, but I have a little bit of an unrunning joke with her that I said to her, can you finish this within 24 hours? And she was like, well, I don't know. And then I said, well, if you're going to do that, I will do it with you. We will challenge each other and try to read this within 24 hours. Bear in mind, the audiobook on 2 times speed is only 13 hours. So it is possible. It is manageable. If you are crazy like me and Amanda, that is. And then I thought 5 minutes ago, why do I not challenge everyone and do a 24-hour readathon for Priory of the Orange Tree?
Ooh, challenge accepted.
So I am gonna do that. There's gonna be a Tackling Tomes 24-hour readathon somewhere in February to read Priory of the Orange Tree. Now, if you're like, oh my gosh, that is impossible, you don't have to do it, okay? This is for the people who are crazy and who love a challenge. And you can always say, like, oh, I'm gonna read as much as possible from Priory in those 24 hours, or make a goal that is like achievable for you and your reading pace. If that's 100 pages, 200 pages, 400 pages, the whole book, it does not matter. The reason I'm doing this is to have fun and gives us a little bit of a boost together. I will do a sprint. I'm not going to do 24-hour long sprints. That is not happening. I'm just saying that right here, right now, because I do want to get some sleep. But I will do sprints for a very, 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 very long time. Like, there's gonna be a part 1 and a part 2, like over 12 hours, because this book is over 12 hours. So that is happening. I will leave all the information on the Twitter and the Discord. I set this live show up a very long time ago, so I do not know what is in the description of this. What is in the description of this YouTube video, but I think the Discord and the Twitter are there. So go follow, go join the Discord. All the information will be there. And yeah, I am very excited for the future books.
So am I.
I'm hyped. And I'm mostly very excited about this like challenge thing. I think it is really cool, and it will just be like a lot of fun. So those were my household things that I wanted to share with you all. I am gonna flick through some comments and see who is here. Didn't finish it in time. As soon as I'm finished, I will be watching it. This is me. Hello from the past. Hello. Still sick. I have a cough and a cold. That is not good. Hey, Sasha. Glad you liked it, Sasha. Loved it too. Hello. There are many people here. There are like I was not prepared for that many people for a live show. So I am like super hyped and very glad that you all are here. So thank you for that. I'm guessing Chris didn't like Ordinary Monsters. We'll get into that in a second. We love a listener. I do listen. You love my top. It is not a top. It is a kimono robe thing. I am obsessed with this thing, and I've been living in it for the last week because it has like these wizardy sleeves and it has stars. And I just am obsessed with it. And it is from Primark. So go to Primark and get yourself one. We can match. Yes, are you going to sit here? All right. Lili is here as well. She wants to discuss the book as well. She has an opinion. I will share her opinion as well. Um, Me and my slow reading house will not succeed. That is absolutely fine, Danielle. As I said, like you can set yourself a goal that is manageable for you. So whether that's 200 pages, 250 pages, 400, just set a goal that is fine for you. And we'll have a lot of fun. I hope you love this book. Oh, which one are we talking about now? Is it Ordinary Monsters? Well, we'll dive into that in a second. God bless you all, but I cannot read that book in 24 hours. You don't have to. Making bookmarks and need a company. Yes, you can have this on in the background if you want some company. Bringing Mercedes Lakey's Dragon Juicer series. I'm 4 hours into book 3 out of 4. Very nice. 30 pages left of Ordinary Monsters. Kathleen, go read.
Read it quickly. The ending is the best.
Even better. You need a Primark trip. Yes, go to Primark. So looking forward to my shopping trip in Prague next week in Amsterdam. Are you coming to Amsterdam? That is spectacular. I love that. Love it. I don't like Amsterdam. I think Amsterdam is fucking shite. The only good thing from Amsterdam is the train that goes to Eindhoven. What we say here down south. But for foreigners, Amsterdam can be cool. Right? It can be like,
you know, I worked in Amsterdam for 2 years, and I was always very happy when I could go back south. There was nothing like coming off the train in the morning and smelling all the people who smoke dope.
oh my gosh, like as soon as you, like Kathleen, I will warn you, as soon as you come out of the train or the plane in Amsterdam, as soon as you hit city center, your nose is going to be filled with weed pots, okay? Everyone smokes there. It's just disgusting. The whole city center smells like weed, and it's like this very distinguishable sweet scent, and it's just yuck. It's like very yuck. Yuck, 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 yuck. Oh, yeah, I read Priory before and I gave it 5 stars. So, yes, I did love it. And it's going to be a reread for me, and I'm very excited.
Same, it's also going to be a reread for me. And I actually, funny enough, I read it in Amsterdam last time around when I was staying at a hotel for 2 weeks for a course for work. So I'm very happy that I will now be able to read it in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to Brunsum! Hey, that's down south. We love to see it. But I have 2 days in Amsterdam first. You make the most out of Amsterdam. That we have Waterstones there, Primark there. I do like the canal rides with the boats. So go do that. That's fun. That's fun. Don't think Pris will be getting a job at the no. That's not a good idea for me. About this, yes, I was gonna go to Edinburgh in November, but as everyone else, my cost of living has increased massively. That is not the only reason, though. The second reason is that I find that traveling at this stage of my mental health is really difficult for me, and it gives me a lot of anxiety and stress. So I decided not to go because I thought Edinburgh will still be there next year. So yeah, those are the 2 reasons that I'm not gonna go anymore, but I'm not sad about it. I will just go another time. It will be fine. And I need to save money because, at any moment, at any second, the Queen, which is not Lili but Taylor Swift, can announce her European dates, and I need to go. So, I need to have money to go see Taylor Swift. So,
how cool would it be if one of her concerts would be in Edinburgh.
Oh my god, I would fucking die. I would fucking die. Well, like I would have loved for her to come to the Netherlands, but I also know that if she comes to the Netherlands, it will be in the arena in Amsterdam, which I do not like because we have the Ziggo Dome in Amsterdam, which is a beautiful, beautiful venue, but it doesn't fit a lot of people. And the acoustic there are absolutely stunning. It's just the most gorgeous, like, pop temple you've ever seen. It doesn't fit a lot of people, so they choose for like this big football stadium, and the sound there is just not very good. So I am kind of hoping that she does do the Netherlands, but kind of also I hope she doesn't. Because I would have loved to travel to, for example, London or Germany to go see her. That would be like super fun. Um, I just want it to be like an experience like no other, because I have never seen Taylor Swift live.
Or yeah, then you have to make like a real trip on it. And if it was just the Amsterdam, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm going to Amsterdam. But
yeah,
you can combine it.
It would be like I would go all out like for Taylor Swift. I swear to God, I would dress up as the Reputation era. That's my album. That's my era. My Reputation era. I would go all black. It would be like such a vibe, and I would be like absolutely here for it. I could tell you a few stories about what happened when I stayed in Amsterdam. Oh God, do I want to know?
I don't.
Yeah. That makes me so happy. I'm going to be reviewing Priory at some point. I tapped the living hell out of it. I'm probably going to rebuy it as it's currently not with me. Very fair. I like that. Well, we've done a lot of chatting already. I was afraid that I was not gonna get this live show like full because we're gonna go into the book now. So I'm gonna do overall thoughts without the spoilers. And then we're gonna dive into the spoilery territory. And I will put a banner up as soon as I do, so the people who don't want to hear the spoilers, they can like leave. So, overall thoughts. People in the comments, shoot. Give me 3 words to describe the book and your star rating. Sasha, 3 words and your star rating.
Victorian, obviously.
Yes.
Powers.
Yes.
Darkness. And my star rating is, at this moment, it's 4 stars. It used to be 5 stars right after I had finished the book. But I have to admit, it's been some time. And normally with a true 5-star read, even months, years after you've read it, you can be like totally gushing about the book and telling all the major events. And I did not have that with this book. So that's why I'm on 4 stars.
Yeah. So my 3 words are talents, potential, and boring.
I do not agree with the last one.
And I rated this book 2 stars. And I'm very, very sorry about that. I want to see what the people are saying about this. Dark, fun, cliffhanger gave it 4 stars. Cliffhanger is certainly true.
That ending.
Yes, I questioned myself during the ending because I was like full on like, okay, this book is just not for me. I don't like it. It's not my vibe. It's just like a miss, which can happen. But then I read the ending, and especially like the epilogue, right? The epilogue that happened. Um, and then I read the epilogue, and I was like, oh my gosh, this sets up so incredibly beautiful and well for a sequel that I second guessed everything. And now I am very much wondering if I read this book too soon. Like too fast, not too soon, too fast. Because the majority of this book I read within a day. And at one point, I even had the audio book speed on 3.5 times so I could finish it in time. So I am wondering if I read the book too fast and if I should give it another chance. So I am not like writing this book off as a like miss by any means. I might, when the sequel comes out, give it another try. Because as I said in my 3 word, it has potential. Like the premise of the book sounds like right up my alley and right up my street.
I
So
think it would also be very interesting knowing what you know from the ending to then reread it and try to find all the clues.
yes, that like the foreshadowing of that yes, that would, yes, I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. Raymond is like absolutely shocked. Oh no, I'm being cancelled by Raymond. I'm sorry. I am currently right in the middle. I am loving it so far. That's absolutely fine. Slow, atmospheric, great writing, 4-star. No, I did not read it in a day. I read the majority in a day. So I was like 200 pages in, I think 250-ish maybe. And I read the rest of it in a day. And now I think that this is a book that maybe needs a little bit more time, to like really
But on
get.
the other hand, because I read it fairly quickly, like not within a day, but definitely within like 3 days, maybe 4 days, and I was always like eager to pick it up again because I got really from the first scenes, I really got sucked into the story, sucked into the world, sucked into the writing style of the author. So it might just be, yeah, that the tone or the like the pacing of the book was just not it for you.
That could definitely be the case. But I am willing, like, because I was like so sad about it because it's like the first book of Tackling Tomes, and I wanted to like something that I absolutely love. But I'm loving the fact that so many people out there are loving it. So I think I definitely made the right choice in doing this as a first book because a lot of people seem to absolutely love it, and I love that. So oh, you still love me. Well, that's very nice of you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot. I am gonna get into spoilers, and I will put a banner up here. I agree with potential. The book definitely builds an interesting world, and even it does remind me a bit of Stranger Things. I
I
have
can,
not seen Stranger Things, so I would not know that.
but I can see it. I can see it. I was more thinking along like X-Men, but then set in Victorian times.
Yeah, I can see X-Men definitely. Definitely. So I will tell you like my experience, what happened when I started this book. So I started this book and I read the first 50 pages, and I thought that that was going to be a 5-star because I was so intrigued. They were like plucking all these children away from everywhere, and I was like, what is going on? What's happening? Um And I think where I got lost is when I realized that the different, like, you have like different parts of the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, let's
Yeah,
see
you
if I
have
can.
like the different timelines.
Yes, and I got lost when I realized there was like different timelines, and it went like back, forward, back, and then I got lost. And I think in combination with me reading it too fast and it having so many characters, I got a little bit lost in the story, and I struggled a lot with what was going on, like what was the plot of the story. And um yeah, and I think I was a little bit too focused on, oh, I need to get this done because I have so many mandatory reads I need to read this week. So I was like, at some point I was like, I need to get this done, I need to get this done. So that also does not help. So yeah, I will try to do more my best with Cloud Kukula, and I will start this way earlier. Okay, I am. This happens with every single thing that I do with book clubs, and book clubs, they're always like at the end of the month, right? And you want to read them right before the live show because it needs to be like fresh. What ends up happening is that I need to read like 5 books at the end of the month, and I need to like fit them in somehow. And it's always like super difficult. But I would like to know that for my like help and me being maybe a dumbass, I would love to know what y'all think what the plot was. So if you could leave that in the comments, and I will share with you what I think that the plot was. Um, it's about these children, these talents. They have like different powers. They are being brought to this institute in Edinburgh by different people who are kind of like this organization, some sorts. And then I got confused about what was actually happening because you had this Jacob Marber, right? And he was kind of the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I struggle to understand, and I'm just being like flatly honest here. I am struggling to understand the connection between Jacob Marber and those children. Like, why did he want the children? Why? What was going on there? So,
Yeah, to me it was like it was a tale of like you have these talents, and there's this very cool quote from Charles Darwin at some point. I think it's still fairly early into the book, where it's explained like who are these children, what are these talents, and it's basically being said they are still human, they just have these extraordinary powers, and it's like they have gone too far in evolution, like they are a mutation that it's gonna end with them, because yeah, it's too human. So they're, while they are considered monsters by some people, they're not monsters, they're ordinary, they're human. And then the title Ordinary Monsters. So for me, the connection between Jacob and all the other children was like, okay, when are you still a human? When are you becoming a monster? Because they're all talents, and it's all a matter of choices they make in life and what they want to do with their powers. So that to me was the plot of the book.
when you are like saying it like that, I want to reread it right now.
Do it!
So, does anyone have like anything to share? Like, would you what was like your favorite character? What was like a point in the story that you really loved? What were things that you liked, didn't like? Um I obviously disliked a lot of things because but now I think hi, it's me. I'm the problem. I'm the problem, it's me. I do think that maybe I am the problem now. But what I disliked about my reading experience was the confusion that it brought me. Because with all these different characters and the different timelines, I got confused and I got lost. And I think halfway through, I was at a point that there was no return from coming back from that. So I would have DNF'd it at that point if it wasn't for this book club. Um, which is a shame, but I don't like it when I don't understand what's going on.
And I do have to say, like, the book, the way it is set up is very confusing. Like, because you're like, oh, I'm the problem. I don't necessarily think you are the problem. It's still like, if the book had been told linearly, if they had focused on maybe maximum 4 or 5 characters instead of a gazillion, the story might have been a lot easier to follow and you would have seen the plot. Because right now, with all those different characters, you're sometimes like, and why are they a POV? And it's like almost done deliberately to make you question, like, who here is good and who is like evil or slash the monster.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're saying that. That makes me feel a little bit like but yeah, I don't like when I am not understanding what's going, which is weird for me to say because one of my favorite books is The Starless Sea.
Yeah, speaking of a book that is very hard to understand.
You know, with The Starless Sea, I don't think anyone knows what the fuck was going on there. Nobody.
Correct. I still don't know.
Still don't know what the hell was going on there, but it was beautiful. Like, I don't care what was going on there. I just love that book. So yeah, so I didn't like that like aspect of it, and I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense. Like, if it was focused on like a different timeline, more it would have made more sense. So I do agree with that. I don't think it's you. The book can be overwhelming. The author has said he was inspired by Charles Dickens, and Dickens' books are long and rambling. This is also very, very true. I agree with you.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah. But also like the potential, because you know, the premise of these talents, these children, very X-Men, I can see it. And what you are saying, like ordinary monsters, like what you told me right before, where is the line? Like, where do you draw a line with humanity? And I find that very, very interesting because that almost makes me think about the Villains duology by V.E. Schwab.
Yes.
Vicious and Vengeful. I don't know if anyone has read that, but that has like kind of the same premise because you have these talents who are magical, they can do all sorts of things, and you have humans. But you know, humans can be monsters too. We all know this. We've seen this daily in the world. Like, we are in a fucking war at right now, you know? So I find that a very interesting concept. So I do think like the book has like so much potential. And I'm almost I'm almost now giving it 3 stars. So I'm very confused right now. I'm upping the game, and I'm like, should I read this again? Yes, I think I should read this again.
I think you do. I think you should.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, in your Teapot TBR, you can put like, I reread Ordinary Monsters.
Yes, that is a great idea. That is a good idea. So yeah, I think I am gonna read this again because, you know, I'm getting like all these vibes from people, and I'm like, this sounds just really, really good. And it would be so cool to read a book that you think, meh, and then you reread it and you fall in love with it. That has never happened to me before. Never.
Oh.
So it could be a first. I'm not sure, but I don't know. Is there like any news on the sequel?
I haven't heard anything.
I'm gonna look into Goodreads if we know, because it is a series, right? I am assuming that because the ending was.
I heard it's going to be a trilogy, but that's the only thing I know.
All right, I'm trying. Oh, Goodreads is just being a pain in the ass again. I'm gonna look on my phone. Let me see. Because I think the series is called Talents, isn't it?
Yeah,
Modern.
yeah, or
Yeah.
something like it's something with talents.
Yes, the Talents trilogy. Yes, you were correct. So, oh my gosh, that is taking a long time. So, Goodread is saying that the second book is called Bringer of Dust, and it's coming
Ooh.
out in January 2024. So that is still taking a long time.
Maybe we should put the sequel on the Tackling Tomes of January, February 24, and then right before we reread this one.
We could do that. Oh my gosh. That could be an idea. So yeah, like it has like so much potential, and I was kind of a little bit sad that I didn't like this as much. Um but I'm not willing to give up entirely. I'm still on the in the back of my mind I'm not giving up on Babel either. I just didn't have like the time to reread Babel yet. But those are like books that I'm willing. Ooh, I could do a video on that. Like
You
books
could
that I give second
giving
chance.
books a second chance.
With this one and Babel, and then maybe another few down the line.
I would maybe put in one that's a little bit shorter because both Babel and this one are huge.
I was gonna say something ridiculously heavy. Oh my gosh. Hmm. Yes. Well, apparently it's been pushed back. Apparently it's been... Hello, are you coming to say hi? You wanna? Oh, I was gonna share Lily's thoughts. Lily has also read the book. Lily, she sniffed the cover, and she saw how big it was, and then she said, "I'm not dealing with this 1 star. I'm gonna take a nap."
But there's a bird on the cover. You would think Lily would love the birds.
Okay, 2 stars for the bird.
2 stars. She's also upping the book. Yes.
He's also upping the book. 2 stars. You like the bird, Lily? Look, it's a bird. It's very nice, huh? You want to give it 2 stars? Yes? Okay, thank you. Thank you for your assistance. Is there? See, this is what I'm talking about. I do not remember this.
There is. It's a. I don't remember because it's also there's a creature like a cat-like creature or something, and it has a specific name. But yeah, it's been too long. I don't remember the actual name of the creature.
That is what I'm talking about. Like, there are so many things that I think I missed during my reading experience. So I definitely need to give this a second chance. However, I wanted to talk a little bit about the characters because there were some characters I absolutely loved. So I really liked Alice.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was my second favorite. My favorite, I think, was Brint. Brian.
Yeah. Yeah, no idea.
And I really liked Marlo and Charlie.
Yeah, I think the whole book it starts with Marlo and Charlie, and I immediately fell in love with both of them. And then, okay, I think Alice is introduced soon after, and then I think the author keeps adding point of views. And at some moment in time, I was like, I want to go back to Charlie and Marlo because I really want to follow their story instead of all the story of all the other people.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that it kind of ends also like the relationship between Charlie and Marlo. It was honestly it was heartbreaking.
it was heartbreaking, but I loved them together. They were like so adorable together, and like they were like almost like brothers.
Yeah.
And I thought like it was just amazing to see that, and I loved the connection between the two of them. And I also liked how Alice struggled with the things that she was like made to do, with these like taking away these children to this institute. Are you okay over there? I'll see you. Hi. Yes? Okay. So she really like struggled with like the things she was asked to do, and I do like that about her. Um, but I really liked Brint. Was it Brint? I think it was Brint.
Yeah. I also remember, yeah, Brint. Yeah.
Um, because I listened to the audiobook. Have you listened to the
No,
audiobook?
no.
No, you read it physically. So I listened to the audiobook, and Brint was voiced at this as this like almost like a grunting lady a little bit, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant, and I fell just head over heels um in love with her, because she was she was just so passionate and loving of Marlowe,
Yeah.
and I absolutely loved that, even though she wasn't his mother. And I loved that, and I like the scene where they are telling Marlowe that he is actually somebody else and he needs to like go away, blah blah blah. I find it so heartbreaking, because like he got like torn away from his found family, and it broke my
And he's
heart.
still so very young. I mean, I think
Yes.
he's like 8 or something. I mean,
Yeah.
can you imagine as an 8-year-old that you have to hear that? I mean, it's always heartbreaking, but especially at that age. And what I really found super intriguing about this book is because you hear in the beginning, oh yeah, they have to go to the institute and everything will be well when they're at the institute, they will be safe. Well, that was a lie.
Yeah.
And I love that because it's like a twist to a trope that we all know. We see it like also in other series, like, oh yeah, go to this institute there, it's everything will be fine, you will be taken care of. Nope.
Nope. I predict that the girl who found Marlowe will make an appearance in the second book.
Ooh, that would be cool.
She kind of disappeared from the face of the earth, didn't she?
Yeah, but if the second book also does like time jumps, it could very well be that she's gonna come back.
That could make for an interesting, because like Marlowe saw her. What was her name? Like Eliza or something?
Eliza, yeah. Eliza Gray? I don't remember, no.
Um, because Marlowe saw her as his mother at first, and then she kind of disappeared from the face of the earth. Um, which left him with Brint, and I thought Brint was just such a cool character. Yeah, a tragic character. I really did like her though. Yeah, I liked her a lot as well. Yeah. And um this is also a point in the story where I got a little bit lost. When they like get to the institute, I got a little bit lost as to what was happening over there, because what I gathered from what I've read is that Jacob Marber wanted to get these children, and they had to like fight him in some way. And there was this island that exploded. And I was like,
Yep.
what the fuck is happening? What the hell is like happening over here? But I found this Jacob Marber. He reminded me. I don't know if anyone has read the Diviners by Libba Bray, but in the first book, you have this character called Naughty John, and he's like a ghost, and he does all these terrible, terrible things in the first book. And he reminded me Jacob Marble reminded me very, very much of him. Like this really, really dark, ominous villain of some sort. And in the Diviners, Naughty John had a song, and it was like, Naughty John, does his work with an apron on, because he was like chopping up people. And it was so fucking creepy when you listen to that audiobook and they sing the song.
Now I have to read that book.
So it was so creepy. Like, oh my gosh, it was so fucking creepy. Oh my gosh. And I got the same vibes with this book. So it has this really dark, twisted vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I
but I also feel with this book also pretty much all of the characters have very tragic backgrounds. If you think about how many dead parents or dead siblings, it's like, yeah, tragedy everywhere. And even when they have like their found family, no, they get torn away. And yeah, it's sometimes it's a little bit of a depressing read. Like, you have other darker books where there is some humor, but that's not the case with Ordinary Monsters. At all.
No. I agree with that. I do like a little bit of humor in books, but sometimes it does not fit the style of the book.
No.
So you better like leave it out. Let's talk a little bit about the ending though. Wow, like I was absolutely like shook it. And I was like, oh my gosh, that sets up for such a interesting premise of the second book. So I want to hear all of your thoughts about the ending in the comments. Let us know what your thoughts are. But like the last few pages. Oh yeah. Oh, I was almost forgetting about that.
I remember reading like the last chapter and then the epilogue, and it was really like, what? And then the last page, you're even like, what? I must have the second book now.
So they think Marlowe survived.
Yeah.
And they think that Burkhast also survived. And then, like this last bit, Charlie's own expression was fierce. He knew they would try to talk him out of what he was about to tell them. I'm going to look for the second Orsine, he said. I'm going to find it, and I'm going to get Marlowe out. No one spoke. Alice took off her hat and clawed her hands through her greasy yellow hair. Then she put it back on. Her eyes were hard as granite. All right, she said. She met Charlie's eyes. Let's go find him. I thought that was so cool.
It's so cool, and I'm really looking forward also with this author and the way this book is and how tragic it is. The immediate question I have is I'm quite sure they will find Marlowe, but in what condition will they find Marlowe, and is Marlowe still gonna be Marlowe?
Oh, that would be like so interesting if he has like changed somehow. That would be, ooh, I like that. I like where your head is going. I like that. But also remember, now I am looking at this and it's coming flooding back right now. Burkhast, he took away Charlie's powers. Yeah. And I was like so surprised that was a possibility, right? What was he
But
saying?
I do think for the plot, this is going to be good because Charlie basically cannot die. I mean, he in somewhere in the beginning of the book, he comes back from the dead.
Yeah,
So this adds an extra layer of like, ooh, Charlie has to be really careful because for the first time in his life, he's gonna get injured. He
yeah.
might die. So I think that is actually is very interesting that the author chose to do that.
I do like that when I like the trope of people being stripped from their powers. I think
Yeah,
that's a
because
very interesting
they all of
take.
a sudden they become way more vulnerable. So it's yeah. And they have to adapt. They can't do the things they previously always did in their life. They have to face this new
Yeah.
reality.
And like Charlie, he cannot make a mistake because he cannot have do-overs anymore. Like
No.
previously he could do over, but that's not a possibility anymore for him. So very, very interesting. So yeah, I would like to end this live show talking a little bit about the sequel. Like, what do we expect from the sequel? What are the possibilities that things could go in what direction in the sequel? So is it like certain that there are gonna be like time jumps again? I think it will, right?
I expect it in all honesty.
Yeah. So maybe we get to find out about Eliza. That is a possibility that I would like very much. I would love to have more background on the children. I would like that a lot. And of course, and I think that's where the plot is going to go for the sequel. They're going to find Marlowe.
Yeah.
That is like they're going to go on the quest to find Marlowe. That's going to be the main focus of the sequel. It felt like a love triangle was brewing between Charlie and his new friends. You mean, who are they? Hang on. Do you mean Komako and Oscar?
Ah, yeah,
You
yeah,
mean
yeah, yeah,
them?
yeah. Indeed, indeed. Yeah, that could be because I was thinking like with Marlowe, that would be weird. But yeah, indeed, with Komako and Oscar, it's yeah, it's a possibility. But I kind of hope he doesn't venture too much in that direction because then it would get very YA and tropey if you include a love triangle.
Yeah. Well, I do. I am not opposed of a love triangle. I do like a good love triangle, but it needs to be done well and it needs to fit the story. Yeah. Yeah, it was like what I said, right?
Komiko and Oscar.
Yeah. Go and Oscar. Hope it doesn't lean too far. Yeah. Right. I think that's it. We've been here for nearly an hour. I am really surprised at that. So that, that was actually a really good discussion. It makes me very eager to pick this book up again. So yeah, I am really happy. And I think in the new year, I'm definitely gonna do that giving books second chance video. I think it will be really interesting. Also, like the cover. Like, can we
Oh,
get
it's so
a star
beautiful.
for the cover? The cover is just absolutely stunning. It is so beautiful. And I got really excited because I saw that it was blurbed, expansive in scope and storytelling, ordinary monsters built an electrifying Victorian world. Carrie Thomas blurbed it. And Carrie Thomas is the author of Threadneedle. And I really, really loved Threadneedle. It was like I read that during Wacky Witches, and it was like so good. So, and I can definitely see like some comparison with this and Threadneedle. I think Threadneedle is just more YA. It's more a little bit more tropey, a little bit more like easy to understand, easier to read, that kind of vibe. So if you liked this, I also highly recommend Threadneedle because I really loved Threadneedle. But I am definitely going to give this a second chance. I will at some point. And maybe I will let you know how that goes. Like if I am all of the sudden absolutely in love with it. I think that's it. So in the description we have the Discord and the Twitter. I am almost certain I put those in there. I'm just gonna check because I'm very uncertain about that now. I put those in there. Echo. Echo. Let me just see real quickly. I did. Oh, I'm so smart.
Past you knew what she was doing.
Yes. Past me knew what I was doing. Oh my god, yes. Spells for Forgetting is still my favorite book of the year, guys. So it's not a tome, but it is very good. So yeah, the Discord and the Twitter is there. You can give them both a follow. I will post any updates on new dates for live shows or reading sprints over there. So for November, December, Cloud's Cuckoo Land, I will read them back to you. Bound together by a single ancient text, the unforgettable characters of Cloud Cuckoo Land are dreamers and outsiders figuring out the world around them. 13-year-old Anna and Omir, an orphaned seamstress and a cursed boy, on opposite side of the formidable city walls during the 1453 siege of Constantinople. Teenage idealist Seymour and Zeno in an attack on a public library in present-day Idaho, and Constance, decades from now, who turns to the oldest stories to guide her community in peril. Duo has created a tapestry of times and places that reflects on our own vast interconnectedness. Wow, that's a word. With other species, with each other, with those who are lived before us and those who will be here after we're done. Dedicated to the librarians then, now, and in years to come. Cloud Cuckoo Land is a beautiful and redemptive novel about stewardship, the book and the earth of the human heart. I am just gonna say this. I'm giving the same vibes.
I recognize some themes.
It's giving the same vibes. So but I think this is more focused on like texts and books and libraries and stuff, which is I absolutely love it. I love stories within stories. Like I get obsessed by them. They're just so good. So yeah, I am very excited to pick this one up. So November, December, with probably sprints in December and the live show at early January. And then for January, February, we will do Priory of the Orange Tree. How many pages is this actually? Oh, it has like a glossary in the back. Ooh, over 800. Ooh, I like that. That's a lot of pages. With a special readathon dedicated to it somewhere in February, and a live show for it will be probably at the beginning of March because February is a short month. So yeah, very excited. Go give us a follow. Also, if you have any suggestions about future books that you would like to see, would like to read with us, do let me know, because I'm here to listen, as I said before. If you would like to join me for a live show, just as Sasha did today, you can always message me, let me know on the Discord or Twitter, because I think it is more fun to do live shows with like viewers. You don't have to have a booktube channel. You can join me whenever you want, because it just makes for an interesting discussion than me doing it by myself. It's like more interactive in that way. So I would like to continue that. Sasha, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and on that note, we are gonna go. And I wish you all a very good evening, and we will see you all very soon. Bye.
Bye.